Hey, what's up, guys? This is Johnny FD. I'm sitting in front of a coffee shop in Chiang Mai, Thailand. I want to give you guys an update on everything that's going on. You guys are probably watching this on myfightcamp.com. I also have a couple other blogs and websites now, and I want to give you guys an update what exactly all of them are, so you guys can best follow my journey and hopefully, come out yourself to Thailand or build your online business or do Muay Thai or whatever it is that really interests you right now and to follow your passions. So the four sites I have, I'm going to break down what each one of them is myfightcamp.com, 12weeksinthailand.com, johnnyfd.com, and travellikeabosspodcast.com. So first things first, My Fight Camp is the blog I started about 4 years ago. When I first came to Thailand and started training Muay Thai and MMA. It's my passion, and I wanted to travel around to all the gyms, all the best gyms in Thailand, and basically just document my journey. So I wrote a lot of gym reviews, but more importantly, that what people really liked were the cost of living reviews. For the first 4 years, I was just living off of savings. I'd work a little bit back in the U.S. During the summers, and then come back out for the winter and try to live as cheaply as possible. I was living for about $600 a month, so my rent was about $150, and I would eat the cheapest Thai food. Basically figured out how to live a pretty comfortable life with a lot of freedom, a lot of free time, so I can train Muay Thai and MMA and travel for about $600 a month, which is amazing. That ended up turning into a book called 12 Weeks in Thailand. That's available on Amazon and 12weeksinthailand.com. And the reason why that came about was tons of people wanted a book like that's concise and tells a story about how I did it all. At first, I was reluctant to write the book because all the information was free on my blog. But I think people much prefer reading the actual story than trying to skim through hundreds of posts. And it was my first venture into making money with the online business. So 12 Weeks in Thailand is my first 4-year journey. I call that Johnny 2.0, where I got out of the 9 to 5, started traveling, started living cheap. In the book, I talk about the cost of living in Thailand, how to quit your job and come out here. I talk about scuba diving, how you can make money working as a dive master and actually taking people to these beautiful islands and working there, and all the fun. It was really, really fun. Talk about Muay Thai, fighting, trying to be a pro fighter, trying to train, and basically living in gyms and all that travel-related stuff on the cheap. My newest blog is johnnyfd.com, and the reason why that came about was, I got really into learning how to build businesses. I met some really cool people out here in Chiang Mai, and they taught me, basically what they do online to make money. And that actually spurred into Travel Like a Boss podcast, where I've met so many cool people who have online businesses, from drop shipping to e-commerce to blogging to medical doctors who sold their practice to start a Skype-based business out here in Thailand. So it really convinced me that if you want to make money location independently online, no matter what your background is, there is a way to do it. And it took me exactly 2 months of building my business using, I basically paid for Anton's system, where he teaches you how to drop ship and start an e-commerce store. And before that, I knew nothing about that. So it took me exactly 2 months to make my first sale, and I'm really, really happy to announce that ever since then, for the past 4 months now, I've been consistently making well over $3,000 or $4,000 a month in profit, which is what I used to make in my 9 to 5 job. And the best thing is that keeps growing every single month. And I have all this free time now to do the things like the podcast, which I never would have had time to do before. So it's really, really an incredible way to get started. So that's just the update, guys. And keep in touch. Check out all the different sites I have. If you have an iPhone, download the podcast app on there, and it's just search for Travel Like a Boss podcast. That's the easiest way to listen to it. You can also go to travellikeabosspodcast.com for the podcast, johnnyfd.com for basically it was my journey on online business and how to make money online and live this lifestyle. myfightcamp.com, which is my Muay Thai and living as cheap as possible blog, and 12weeksinthailand.com, which is the book I wrote about my journey on quitting my 9 to 5 job, moving out to Thailand, all the fears, and all